Yes, my G's, how are you guys all doing today? Hope you're doing wonderful. So I wanted to do a little breakdown of a little loop that I've just created using some of my phase plant presets from my roast mescent phase plant pack called Oblivion. And yeah, let's have a little listen to the loop first. Alright, so we're going to mute the drums for now because those are just separate samples. But what I have put in this loop firstly is a little white noisy hi-hat. So this is from my white shaker, which is actually a faster shaker loop, but I slowed it down to be like almost like a normal rhythm kind of hi-hat loop. But what it does is it fits along with the tops to give like a lot more dimension in the background, and yeah, also just being made from white noise, it helps to fill out the spectrum for the whole mix down as well. So that's the first sound that I've used that comes from phase plant. Then the next thing I thought would do is to add in a main kind of bass line. I've kept it really simple, just playing the melody at E, so, well, no melody really, and just two variations. I tell a lie, it's the same bass, just repeated. The variation will come in a little bit more from the other sounds that we use, but this, like the bass line is just, it's just doing its thing, straight down the middle. And that's just the preset called A New Life, which is one of my favourites. It's the first one on the pack, but it's like, how can I say? Yeah, quite a smooth sounding bass, like quite universal, quite easy to use in multiple genres, I would say. So we've got the bass going and the shakers, like slowed down. Now, one thing that could be helpful is controlling the reverb tails a bit. So we can do that now as a little tidy up task, because I do put reverb on my presets quite often because it helps with the whole depth of the sound, and it gives it a lot more, like not only dimension, but in the sound design process, sometimes it's just necessary to have that reverb on to make it sound big. But I might not want this reverb tail though, So what I could do, this is something I've often done in the past with these kind of reverb tails, because the reverb, like it sounded better having the low end of the reverb on, like during the sound design. But the problem is now this reverb tail has lots of low end in, and this would definitely muddy up our mix quite a lot. So what I could actually do, this file should be longer here. What I would do to treat this problem would be to, as I've done here, split the tail off separately, and then actually EQ the reverb tail separately from the rest of the sound, So here now on this reverb tail, let's bring this right up. Bring it up quite nice and high, 700 or so, and that's taken out all of the muddiness then. All right, we have some little clicks here where the file has been chopped. Shouldn't be too difficult to fix that though. A little bit of fading should fix that nicely. There you go. Now we've actually made a bit more space in the mix down for the rest of the composition. Alright, let's move on to the next sound that I added in. And this one is called, I think it's called Precious Time. Alright? So a nice lead to go with the bass, and you can see that this one, it also just plays one note, it also just plays the E, but the timing is different to the bass, so it's not actually, it's not playing on the same, on the same rhythm as the bass, otherwise it would just be a layer, but it's got its own separate timeline, so playing it just with the bass together, right? So I like to do stuff like that, have a bass with a lead, but have the notes in just different timings to create create the dynamic setup for the mix, So having things having their own lane in terms of their timing. I could also have changed the melody here, but I've actually got some more melodic changes in the next sounds, you know? But this one is not really... It does have a bit of low-end reverb on. I've already EQ'd some of the low end out of the sound though, because it's like a lead sound, you know? So it might have a little bit of a conflict there, but it's not taking up like such a big problem in the mix down, you know, because it's kind of still sounding great with the bass together here, you know? So we'll just leave that one how it is for now, and let's move on to the next sound. So here's where I've done like a response part to the bass, because as you saw with the bass, it has like a few notes and then it stops. So it's like, it's almost the call. And now what I've got to do is the response, right? So the response that I've used is called the Nat Strainer. And this is the Phase Plant patch. It's one of my favorites in the pack. I don't know why, it sounds really cool. By the way, Nat Strainer, it's like, it's an expression, right? It's something that I'm not going to be a person to complain because I like to keep a positive vibe, but something that I deal with so much, like on the internet, is like Nat strainers, or what I call them anyway. And it's people who their mind is locked in to finding one small thing that they can complain about, or like one little thing they can be negative about, you know, rather than doing what I do when I use the internet. I take from it the stuff that I like and the good stuff, and I feed off of it. And you know, if there's content I don't like, I don't have time to watch it. Like, I'm focused on doing my own, like enjoying my life and vibing with the content creators that I like, you know. And so but that you do have a lot of people, unfortunately, on the internet who are Nat strainers, and they will literally just like sit there and they'll look for like the smallest little thing to complain about, or to like pick someone up on with it's just like really just a waste of time, you know. But anyway, that's my frustration with Nat strainers has been productively transmuted through sound design. So don't worry, I'm not angry at them. They can keep straining, and I'll keep resampling their vibe into something useful. All right. So the Nat strainer, yeah, it's got this really nice tonality on it, you know. It's just really like vocal almost, you know. I don't know. But anyway, I've used two versions, right? So, and this one we have put a melody on, so it's actually, it's a bit weird. It's kind of D and then A. I don't know, it's a bit of a strange, I just did it by ear really, you know. The second one here, I pretty much just changed the speed a bit. As you see here, the Sloan is different. The Sloan is Sloaney. It's Tony's cousin who got let out of jail, and he's back on the streets to change the LFO speeds of your latest preset pack. So no, Sloan just changes the speed of the macro, the speed of the movement, the main movement of the patch, you know. But yeah, I wanted to have like two versions with different speeds. So now we've got like the bass with the lead, and then the response Nat strainer, and the two different versions of responses, right? So that's where the sort of main call and response is happening. It's called the Dockyards, but it's actually a New Life bass, and the not pistachio ice cream, the Precious Time. I'm really sorry, guys. Logic sometimes will like forget the name of the patch it's bouncing, and it'll like save the name of like the previous patch that you used on that channel. Like, it doesn't update it, you know. It's really strange. But yeah, the main bass line with this lead, they're not really call and responsing from each other. They're both like kind of at the same time, but on slightly different timelines, you know. But they're kind of like doing their thing together. But yeah, but then there's this gap. and then that's where the Nat strainer fills the gap, and that becomes the response, you know. But this last one here, now the Familiar Planet, this is also, again, this is more just like a consistent background sound. And let's listen to this one then. This is like almost like a tension layer. And here in the MIDI, I have like basically added a little bit of a twist, so it's not just E, E, E. It has a little moment where it goes up a semitone for a bit of tension, and then it also sort of, it gives you a little resolve down at D as well, 2 semitones down. But the most of the notes are on E. There's just little changes there. But this is like it's kind of like a lead sound again, but it's more in the category of like filler, like high-end energy, you know? So we kind of, if we talk about composition-wise, we've got like a main bass line, we've got a sort of lead that goes along with it, then we've got a sort of pause and then a response sound, which is very different. And then along with all of it, we've got this new high energy tension lead stab on top of everything, and that keeps going the whole time. Okay, so there you've got like quite a fairly complex like arrangement, but wasn't too complex to make either, you know? But it has like a lot of interest happening. But yeah, it's just a little demo of one of the unlimited amount of combinations you could come up with if you were, for instance, to only be stuck with my preset pack Oblivion and you had to make a song with it. Then there's, you know, this is the first combination that I came out with, but obviously there's loads of different ones because, yeah, I tried to include a variety of basses, leads, pads, and yeah, some sort of atmospheric effects stuff as well, so that you can like build a track from it. That's the idea anyway. I mean, obviously in reality, you've probably got loads of sounds on your computer, and like when you're making music, as I do, like you'll probably take one sound from this preset pack, one sound from this sample pack, and you'll find the best combinations of everything, you know. But this is just how I'd structured my preset packs, so that you can like try to pick sounds that will work together. And that's just my little demo of how you could do that with Oblivion. But also, not only is it a promotional video for my preset pack Oblivion, it's also hopefully a video to show you a little bit about my workflow when it comes to composition. And yeah, trying to choose elements that like kind of will go with each other and be a little orchestra of ideas, you know, not just like 7 different bass sounds on top of each other, but trying to think about things cleverly to be like, all right, let's have a bass here, let's have a lead here, but it's on a different timing. Let's have a little gap, then we'll do like a response sound, and then let's have this like higher frequency layer over everything as well, you know. So I'm just trying to like compose things with space. Maybe that's a good idea for a video title: composing with intent, composing for space, composing with intent. Yes. And that's the Nat Strainer loop today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was originally thinking of doing like a post-processing video, but then I thought, actually, you know what, maybe it's more useful actually to talk about the composing side of it, you know? And this is just one idea how you could come up with a nice, juicy little loop without too much work, you know? And just be mindful and very demure about, I hate that, sorry. Be more intentional with, you know, composing with the right elements that all work together is what I'm trying to say. All right, so hopefully that's a little inspirational video for you guys today. Yeah, much love. Yeah, may I remind you as well, not only have I got this preset pack on my website, there's tons of others on there for Phase Plant and Vital, and a current preset pack as well. I even still have people buying my Serum pack, which is really, really old, and I put that up years ago, and that's only €5. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm proud of that one. I can't even remember it, because I'm not really good with Serum, to be completely honest with you. Like, I never really got the hang of Serum. I always, like, as soon as I started with Vital, I instantly picked it up. I've made much better sounds in Vital and Phase Plant and Current than I have with Serum. And people download my free presets like every day, and I appreciate you, but what you're doing is kind of a bit silly, because it's that the free ones, although they're free, they're literally like the first sounds I ever made when I got the synth, and I can't really guarantee you that they're that great. I just haven't really been bothered to take them down off my website, but yet people still get these free ones every day. And all I can say is, please don't judge my main premium preset packs based off of what you hear on the free ones. Like, just don't. They're completely in different worlds. But yeah, anyway, what more can I say? If you like any production lessons, I'm happy to teach you. Links to book with me are down below. Also, if you'd like to join my Discord and get some feedback from others and join our wonderful community, you're more than welcome to join us via Patreon. And finally, any mixing and mastering services you need, hit me up via email. Any submissions for my label, hit me up via email. If you want me to DJ in a town near you, hit me up via email. All right, that's enough from me today. More from me very soon. Much love.